There are moments in Hollywood that feel less like ceremonies and more like echoes of the past, echoes of a voice that once shook the world, echoes of a spirit that refuses to dim. And on this day, as the sun touched the streets of Los Angeles, as cameras gathered and crowds formed, the echo belonged to one man. Chadwick Boseman. A name that needs no introduction, a legacy that requires no justification, and a presence that remains even in his absence. He was not there physically, but in every face, every step, every breath on the boulevard, he was everywhere. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is a strange thing when you think about it. A place where dreams are frozen into the ground, where ambition is carved in stone, where footsteps of tourists and legends overlap. Some stars shine because of talent, some because of fame, some because they survived the climb. But then there are stars like Chadwick's, stars that are earned not by the length of a career but by the weight of a legacy. A legacy built not on quantity, but on quality. Not on noise, but on impact. From the moment people started gathering, it felt different. There wasn't the usual frenzy of a Hollywood event. There was a calm, almost sacred energy, like the street itself knew what was happening, like the city understood that this wasn't just another unveiling. This was closure for some, celebration for many, and an immortal reminder for all. When you lose someone who changed culture, who redefined representation, who carried stories with both elegance and fire, you don't really lose them. You carry them forward. And that's what this day was about. The crowd grew slowly, gently, as if people didn't want to disturb the quiet beauty of the moment. Fans wore Black Panther shirts, some carried flowers, others carried handwritten notes. Some stood silently, while others whispered memories to each other where they were when they first saw him on screen, how Chella made them feel powerful, how Jackie Robinson made them believe, how James Brown made them move, how Chadwick himself made them hope. It didn't feel like a fan gathering. It felt like a family gathering. When his name was spoken aloud for the ceremony, something shifted. The tension between pride and grief, joy and loss, celebration and remembrance, every emotion collided at once. The speaker talked about his body of work, but it wasn't the typical Hollywood praise. There was reverence in every syllable. People don't speak like that about actors. They speak like that about heroes. And that's what Chadwick had been, both on screen and off. No one forgot the way he carried himself, soft-spoken but powerful, humble but unshakable. He moved through Hollywood like a man who understood every step mattered, every word carried weight, every role could open a door for someone else. He chose stories that weren't just entertaining but meaningful. He didn't play characters, he embodied legacies. He didn't perform, he transformed. And he did all of it while carrying a private battle that no one in the world knew he was fighting. That truth sat heavily in the air. Because when a person gives so much to the world while carrying such a burden, something inside you breaks and repairs itself at the same time. That dual feeling flooded the crowd, grief for what was lost, gratitude for what was given. A star on the Walk of Fame is permanent, but Chadwick's impact was permanent long before the cement dried. His family stood near the podium. Strong. Graceful. Composed. Their faces carried the same strength he had always shown, the same quiet dignity, the same understanding that greatness comes with a cost. When they looked at the spot where the star would be placed, it wasn't with sadness alone, it was with recognition. Recognition that Chadwick had earned this not just through fame, but through purpose. The moment the cloth was lifted, revealing his name in golden letters, the entire street seemed to inhale and exhale at the same time. It wasn't loud. It wasn't explosive. It was gentle. It was respectful. It was right. His name shimmered under the sunlight, as if something beyond the sky wanted to claim him too. People took pictures, but slowly, carefully, almost apologetically, as if they understood that this star wasn't just for Instagram. It was for history. A child stepped forward, holding a Black Panther mask. He placed it on the ground just above the star, and for a second, no one moved. Because that moment said everything. Heroes don't die. They multiply. They inspire. They plant seeds in people who will grow into something the world hasn't seen yet. That child may never meet Chadwick, but Chadwick had already touched him, shaped him, empowered him. Someone in the crowd whispered, "Wakanda forever." It wasn't shouted like at movie theaters. It was said softly, like a prayer. And it spread. Person to person. Heart to heart. Until the whole crowd was wrapped in it. Not a chant. A promise. A promise that they would continue his work. Continue his message. Continue his spirit. The ceremony carried on, but it wasn't the speeches people remembered. It was the silence between them, the silence that carried more emotion than any words could. The silence where Chadwick's presence lived. The silence where his laughter echoed faintly, his humility resonated, his courage breathed. As people approached the star one by one, some left flowers, others left drawings, others simply touched the edge of the stone with their fingertips. Each gesture felt like a conversation. A thank you. A goodbye. Oh, we'll see you in the stories, in the faces you inspired, in the art you left behind. And that's the truth of it. Chadwick Boseman didn't just make movies. He made meaning. He made history. He made a generation believe that a hero could look like them, speak like them, fight for them. And now, his star will sit on the Walk of Fame, not as a reminder of his absence, but as a celebration of his presence. A presence that will outlive all of us. Years from now, people will walk over that star, not knowing the full story, not knowing the battles behind the brilliance, not knowing the quiet storms he endured. But some will pause. Some will look down. Some will whisper his name. And in that moment, the echo will continue. Because legends don't fade. They don't disappear. They become part of the world they left behind. And Chadwick Boseman, king, leader, artist, warrior, will shine on that street forever.